indeed! All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 15 minutes past 12 in the afternoon in a very hot, steamy weather we have here in the Philippines, while it should be around quarter past 9 o'clock over there in the States. Hello. Welcome to this month's first episode of Shrine Talk. We are now on episode 17, and we are going to be talking about Juggling IRL U and VTuber or Streamer U. And my guest for today is, of course, Midori. Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I didn't know when to unmute. It's lovely to be here. Yeah.
It's a genuine pleasure to have you over.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm just like really honored that you invited me over.
Well, it's an honor and genuine pleasure for me to have you over. But first things first, of course, I'd like to have you introduce yourself first to the Foxtrots. I'm pretty sure you have some viewers from your channel here, but I'd like the Foxtrots to know more about you, because this is technically our first collab.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because this is our first collab aside from like when you hopped in on like some fighting game stuff.
Yep.
I'm Midori. You might have seen me around Twitter, maybe not. I'm a cyberpunk VTuber. Usually I play fighting games. I really like Dark Souls games. But I play a little bit of everything. You know, nothing really is anything that I'll say no to. Yeah, and you know, it's I'm just sorry. I'm like a little like excited. It's been a while since I've like gotten into Midori. You know.
I get it. Well, that's gonna be part of our topic today.
Oh yeah.
Now, before we go through with the talk, let me go through first with the general flow, so that everyone knows what to expect. So, of course, for today's topic, like I mentioned before, we are going to be talking about juggling IRL, like how we juggle our IRL selves and our streamer slash VTuber selves. And we're gonna talk about the nuances of how we stream, the thought process and the physical process that we go through, so that you all can better understand how we deal with it and stuff. Okay. Now, of course, we will start now, officially starting now, with the very first question. Of course, I will ask one of the most basic questions. Midori, how long have you been streaming?
As of this month, it's been 11 months now. I'm still planning what I'm gonna do for like the 1 year like anniversary of me streaming. It feels like time has just sped by me, honestly.
So in terms of, yeah, you are practically my senpai by a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I started
July.
around...
You started June. Damn.
Yeah, then I am your senpai. Yeah.
Well, like I did mention, I started last year around July. And yeah, it doesn't even feel like it's been a month, but like time has definitely passed. And after so many streams, 17 episodes of Shrine Talk, never thought I would get this far, but here we are. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, what is your main content on your stream, or even on Twitter?
Oh boy. I feel like my main content would probably be it would probably be fighting games at the moment. And it's kind of weird because I never thought I would see myself like playing fighting games again. Like that's a little bit of like personal like lore, I guess. But when I initially started like streaming, I thought that I was gonna like be a family-friendly type of VTuber. And you know, for those that have heard my humor, it's very much on the adult end of it. So I started off way more differently than I thought I was going to be.
Ooh.
And
I can
it's a
vibe with
wild
that.
ride.
I that is a
Yeah.
mood. Like
Yeah.
me too. When I started, I'm like, I'm gonna be one of the rare say so streamers, say so VTubers. 1 month later, where have I failed? Even
Yeah.
though it's only low key, kind of yabai sus or dude, I still have my moments. I'm like, yup. You either graduate a say so VTuber or you see yourself stream long enough to become yabai and sus.
Oh yeah, no. I like that's what I was thinking because like before like I used to never curse. I only told like dad jokes for a bit. And I think like back when I first started, that was when I was like still a face streamer. Like
Mm.
that was before I was even a VTuber. So I was like, oh no, I have to be really conscious of what I say. But then, VTubing is sort of like that avenue where I found that I could express certain ways, like
Oh
certain
yeah.
things about myself and explore it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess also as a VTuber, what most people like see from you as a streamer or a VTuber, other than your model, it's your personality. So they immediately attach that personality with an image of you that they have in their head. Because it's not like if you were a face streamer, you still have to deal with any tropes or preconceived um, uh, perceptions that people might have based on your physical appearance. And I just want to emphasize that is quite expected. That is not wrong, but that is something
Mhm.
that you definitely have to deal with when you're a face streamer.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
But
Like
with the VTuber, they just
it's
say,
a,
"Oh,
it's a
cute character," but what we interact with most is the personality and the character.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely a different experience like when you go from like advertising yourself as a regular streamer, like a face streamer
Hmm.
versus as a VTuber. Like as a VTuber, I feel like it's way more open
Oh
and it
yeah.
allows for like people to, like express themselves and like delve into like certain hobbies. Like you'll notice that there's like little sub communities within the VTuber community because you have like the VTuber fighting game community or you have the people that are like more into just like the boyfriend experience or the girlfriend experience.
Oh yeah. Yep. And of course, also on top of that, like I mentioned before, even if you're face streaming and you try to package yourself as a very comforting streamer, if you are born with a very intimidating uh disposition, shall we say, it's very difficult. But
Mhm.
with the VTuber model, you can help express that portion of yourself that you, because of your intrinsic features, it's just insanely difficult if you're to do it as a face streamer. And I mean, I think we can say we have friends like that. Like they look like the meanest people that will bash your head in if you say something, but in reality, they're like the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if you were a stranger and you saw like a friend of mine, you're like, oh my god, I don't want to piss him off. And like, what? No, you literally can't piss him off,
Yeah.
even if you
No. Yeah,
tried.
yeah, definitely. Like I've had that experience too because in high school a lot of people reached out to me once I graduated and they're like, "Hey, so I always wanted to be friends with you, but you kind of look like you're like mean. Like you look like you didn't want anyone to approach you." And then, as a VTuber, it's so like jarring hearing people like, "Oh, you're like my comfort streamer." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I never thought I'd hear that."
Well, that's because you had experience IRL, and of course, that's totally me. But I was born this way. I can't do shit about that.
Yeah, no, like it doesn't help because like I have autism, so I have a thing that we refer to as like masking. So for me, I tend to like unmask when I feel like a little bit at ease with myself.
Mm.
But when I'm like fully comfortable, I kind of just have like a straight face and I look really serious and like my eyebrows kind of furrow. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, leave them alone. They look mad," and I'm like, "No, no." oh, I'm fine. You could never bug me.
I see, I see. Noted, noted. Hmm.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so the next question, I think this is a very important one because, of course, there's so many VTubers. Like, of course, there's so many Cyberpunk VTubers, Fox VTubers, Penguin VTubers, Bird VTubers, Bear any variety of VTuber there is. There practically is. Even a washing machine VTuber, there is one.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, the big question is when they stream, or in this case, when we stream, do you stream as yourself or as a persona? I think that's the important question. So yeah, do you stream as yourself or as a persona? So let me just further elaborate. So when I say do you stream as yourself, like the character that you see on screen, this avatar, it's just a model that we put on. That's what we
Mhm.
mean by we stream as ourselves. But when we say we stream as a persona,
Mhm.
this character is practically an independent entity in of ourselves. And whatever we are on stream, we leave it off stream.
Mhm.
That's what I mean
Oh
by as a
yeah.
persona. So how would you define yourself? Do you stream as yourself or as a persona?
I feel like I feel like I definitely like lean in more into certain like aspects of my personality
Hmm.
that aren't exactly as exaggerated as if if you were to like talk to me one on one, or if you were to talk to me like in person. Because in person, I definitely don't act like like the hype, like I'm not that excitable in real life. Like I'm more sort of mellowed out,
Hmm.
or like I'll portray like this fun, I guess, femme fatale type of personality, but
Oh.
like I can lean into that. But at the end of the day, like earlier, I was just like lying in bed reading comic books and just like kind of like laying down on my like tummy with like my feet, with, like a little kid or something.
Hmm.
Where I'm just like cozy. So I'm definitely like more, I guess, intense on stream. But in real life, like like I'm a dork,
Ah, okay. Well, as for myself, I would say somewhere in between. It's kind of unfair, but like that's the best way I can describe it. When I stream, I'm somewhere in between my IRL self and the persona that is in Arioko. Because the way I see it, like even even if you are say like let's use some personality streamers, like let's take Dr. Disrespect for example. As much as he knows what his brand is and what the persona of Dr. Disrespect is, and of course, people have mentioned that the the person behind the icon that is Dr. Disrespect, behind the sunglasses and the mustache and everything, is like a genuinely nice guy. But of course, I mean, with the name Dr. Disrespect, you would honestly think that's BS. But I mean, that's the brand. It's Dr.
Yeah.
Disrespect for a reason. But
Oh yeah.
no matter how much Dr. Disrespect is Dr. Disrespect, there is still a fragment of their IRL self that will like still stick in the character. But it's just that as a personality streamer, it's very small. Like it's not something that I like to equate or quantify because that's almost it's practically inaccurate, but
Mm.
just like a hypothetical, like let's say maybe Dr. Disrespect is Dr. Disrespect 90% of the time, but 10% of the time it's their very nice selves that bleeds um into the persona and brand that is Dr. Disrespect. So as for me, as in Ryoko, there's still many aspects of myself that is still present in the character, but I still try my best, of course, to separate myself from Inariyoko because, I mean, this is a personal practice that I do. It's kind of weird, but it's still a tradition for me. But fictional characters, I always treat them as independent entities. Like, I treat them with respect. I treat them like how they exist in their respective worlds. It's not like they
Mm.
exist in mine, so it's quite unfair for me to assume certain things, you know.
Mm.
But of course, like, my journey as a VTuber has also been for me a personal journey, because like I have an image of myself. I have this knowledge of myself. I think I'm this kind of person. I think I'm this. I think I'm that. I'm not this. I'm not that. And that's sort of the persona that I put in Arioko, so to speak. I mean,
Mm.
even now it's kind of weird referring to Inarioko in third person, but that it is what it is.
Mhm.
Like, just for clarity's sake, that is exactly what it is. But when I'm not blatantly like putting my character out there as a figure or anything, when I'm streaming normally,
Mhm.
it's practically both of myselves in one existence, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it also helps me like not slip up in both circumstances, you know. Like,
Mm.
my IRL self will not slip up in VTuber self, and my VTuber
Oh yeah.
behavior and nuances will not slip up IRL. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Oh yeah, no. Like I've had something like kind of like I guess closely related to that. I've
Mm.
had a situation where I was in a Zoom meeting for work,
Oh,
but I didn't check like which camera it was assigned to, so I
oh no!
accidentally did like my VTube Studio instead of like my actual one. And
Oh
I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I quickly turned off my camera. But it's so awkward, like thinking of like, oh my god, like these people probably logged in, ready to like talk about, plans for the future, and then boom, an anime girl, you know?
no! They was saying, what the fuck's that? What are we looking at about here? And then you should have said, "This is the future, old man."
I should have been like, what? I don't see any difference. You sure I've always been like this, I should have played it off. But I was like nervous about that. But yeah, no, I've had like those slip ups too.
Hmm.
Where I guess like I'll talk in like I guess what you call like streamer mode for like a bit when I'm like just talking with friends and my friends are like, hey, we're off stream. You can just talk. And I was like, oh shit, my bad. I'm so used to like that stream brain that like sometimes I forget to like take it off. It's kind of like taking off like your uniform when you come home from like school because I used to go to like a school with uniforms. So I kind of see it as that. But yeah, no, like I've had that experience where you like when you talk about like your persona as like their own little like person, it's like, oh my god, it's so weird, like this entity did not exist until I like breathed life into it, and like that was a whole process in and of itself,
Hmm. I totally get that.
Hmm.
Okay. Very interesting. All right. Next question. So, is streaming for you a hobby or a full-time thing, or is it something else?
Um, I would say that it's a hobby, but like it's also something that I'd be open to being a full-time thing one day. Like say like, if the cards played into like my hand all correctly and like I were to get to be like a full-time streamer like, the corporate ones.
Hmm.
I would take that opportunity because it's an unconventional type of job
It is.
and it's one of those things where I'd like to have like that sort of comfort.
Hmm.
Like someone that like I still look up to very much in the community um like Humble Hotel, like he does a lot of things where with like his streams and like content creation. And it's like I look at that and it's like, it really opened my eyes as to like all the possibilities that you can do within this space outside of just streaming. And like I feel like that could make it like a full-time thing in a sense. Like, it's not work, like you're getting paid like hourly or whatever, but
Oh
it's like
yeah.
still some sort of labor that you put in. And I've been seeing that as I like try to adjust streams to be ideal, like planning things out if it's like an event type of thing, trying to make things run cohesively and smoothly. Or clipping things and putting on them on different platforms. Server management, like if you like with a Discord server, that is like a whole thing, and like that's just it's very like what do you is it extensive? I
Yeah.
guess it's just so much to do.
Mm,
Yeah.
I see. Well, I mean, we can't like the we have data to even prove it. It's like streaming in of itself is very, very lucrative because
Hmm.
um there's so many factors to take into this, but off the top of my head, I mean, if we're not even looking to streaming as content creation, if we're talking about streaming in general, streaming has definitely been the largest enemy of conventional entertainment like TV, what's left of radio, movie, etc. Like streaming
Hmm.
is just heaps more convenient. Like I mean, as much as I love going to the theater once in a while to watch a movie, to watch a flick with a friend, I mean, over the course of the pandemic, like we have already found ways to simulate a theater experience without even having to, meet up. And
Hmm.
even then, with COVID being a thing of the past for some countries, but let's not get complacent, of course. Um,
Hmm.
there are like I have friends that have meetups in a friend's house and they watch a movie together through like Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever entertainment streaming service there is. So that alone, we're not even talking about content creation as a streaming content like YouTube or Twitch. Like just the live stream services that we see are already very lucrative. But
Oh.
in terms
Hmm.
of content creation for like on YouTube or Twitch, there are so many um things that conventional forms of media cannot portray properly, and it has something to do with the word experience, I would say.
Hmm.
And because in a sense, like even though some streamers and some content creators put a face or put a personality on screen, there is still a sense of genuine trait in it, so to speak. And I know I'm using like a lot of words, but like just for example, like the easiest and most common example nowadays is people, especially gamers. Whenever we
Hmm.
check like reviews for games, we have practically lost trust in IGN,
Oh.
GameSpot,
Mhm.
PC
Oh my
Gamer, all
god.
those
Yeah.
big articles. We have no trust anymore. But
Hmm.
we will not give a shadow of a doubt for content creators that say my review for this or one of my favorite series from Game Ranks, which is Before You Buy, because like they just give you straight up like this is our experience. Before you buy it, we think you should know this,
Hmm.
and they don't even like use a score or anything. I personally, whenever I review games for my friends, I don't give scores. I think scores are very inaccurate
Oh
because
yeah.
I mean, for example, for I would give Guilty Gear Strive like maybe a 9 out of 10, a very high 9 for a fighting
Hmm.
game and for a video game. But someone who's never played Strive or has only played not like non-fighting games would probably think, "Wow, this is fucking difficult and boring." 6 out of 10,
Oh
and you
yeah.
can't like they are missing out, but they are not exactly wrong because fighting games are not easy. So they are
Hmm.
already just by that trait alone, they're not wrong. So, and again, everyone has their bias, everyone has their preference, but they don't. But big journal articles like IGN and GameSpot, they do not openly like put that, but you can already
Oh yeah,
see
no.
it bleeding into their reviews, and I'm just like, wow, you are so biased. And just to give one of the
Oh
worst
yeah.
examples I've ever seen is when I think it was IGN or GameSpot, they did a review on Xenoblade Chronicles for the Switch, not 2. It was the remaster of the first one. They could
Hmm.
not even pronounce the name of one of the party members properly. And the funny part is that the
Huh?
game is fully voiced. And the
Oh my
character is like the
god.
main character's best friend. So his name is mentioned several times. Dunban. And
My
my god,
god.
indeed, the one reviewing it couldn't even pronounce it properly. And they gave it like a what, a 6? A 7? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? For an RPG, this game is pretty fun. Like, it has
Yeah,
to be at
no,
least
it's
like an 8, a respectable 8 or an 8.5, but not a 6. There are way worse JRPGs that I would say are a 6. No way.
no, like that's ridiculous. It's like giving someone that's more biased towards like certain it's like can't like telling someone that only has experience playing stuff like Super Metroid and Castlevania to go critique Xrd.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, that won't
or
work.
even from Xrd to Strive.
Mm,
Xrd to Strive is like different. Like I've been playing both in recently, and it's definitely a
it's
different feel.
different, yeah.
Strive is way more fast paced, um and Xrd feels like it's more, I guess,
Methodical.
it's more methodical and it's more friendly towards people that are new to like fighting games, or people moving from one fighting game to wanting to like dive into like Guilty Gear, you know?
Hmm. And I mean, like,
uh,
you and I play FF14. Could you imagine if someone who only plays, like, Call of Duty or FPS games suddenly does a review in FF14 and they can't even pronounce Y'shtola properly, even though it's mentioned like a
oh
billion times?
oh yeah, that's like people saying like fan like that, like people mispronouncing fan cred,
How do they
or
mispronounce Thancred?
I've heard people say like Thane cred, and I'm like, stop. Let me stop you right there.
Yeah, let me correct you
So
there,
help
Chief.
me.
It's Thancred, not
So help me
Thancred.
God. Yeah, no, and it's just like I wish that like game journalists were people that actually love the type of genre of the game that they are looking into.
And I
But when it comes to
mean,
like
yeah, yeah.
games, like I end up just asking my friends because I'm like, hey, so I know you like these types of games and you played this. As someone who's played this, what would you think of this? You know,
Yeah,
like that's what
precisely.
I feel more comfy with.
I mean, one of the memes that I saw, like, gaming journalists nowadays, it's basically this. Gaming journalists nowadays is basically this. We did not play this game, but we are giving it a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10. Respect our opinion.
Yeah, no,
How
it's
do you
ridiculous.
how can we respect your opinion when we already see evidences that you did not play this game or that you have biases against this genre? And having a
Oh yeah,
bias
no.
against another genre is not intrinsically bad. Like,
Yeah,
I know
no.
people that do not play MMOs. Whenever I tell them, like, I know you don't play MMOs, but at least give F14 a try. And they tell me, dude, like, it's just not, bro, it's not my type of game. Like, I know I'm missing out.
Hmm.
I'm like, I even stopped there. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a shame, but all right, it's a really great game, but yeah, it's a shame that it's not your thing, and that's fine.
Hmm.
It's not your thing. Like, even though a lot of my friends play fighting games, I know so many people that will not go within arm's length of a fighting game, even if it was the most
Hmm.
accessible fighting game you can think of. They would not
Oh
touch it
yeah.
because it's just not their thing, and that is fine. Like, there not many people are like, I mean, it's so pretentious of me to say like me, as if I'm special or anything. No. But
Yeah, no, no,
personally, I
no.
don't have any biases towards genres of video games because I just love video games in general. Give me a JRPG, an RPG, an FPS, a fighting game, a horror game, Metroidvania,
Anything.
doesn't matter. My one philosophy for games is very simple. If it's fun, I will play it. Simple as that. Doesn't matter if it's a racing game or whatever. I mean, I still have some biases. If there's one genre you will not see me play because I just can't get into it, and I've mentioned this before on my streams, it's superhero games. It's why I've
Oh
never
yeah,
played.
no. I
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, as much as I love watching and reading Marvel comics, Marvel movies, DC comics, DC movies, whatever, I just can't play the games. And honestly, I cannot even fathom why I can't. It's just not my thing. Like, even if
Oh yeah.
my friends who, during the whole PS4 era, like, they were shocked when they found out that, oh my god, Yoko, you've never played Spider-Man? I'm like, no, I have not. But it's so good. I'm like, I know. I'm not even gonna call it a bad game, but I'm never gonna play it. It's just not my type of game. They're like, you're missing out. I know I am. I know I am.
Yeah, no. I've had like that experience too, because most of the time I feel like there's some games that I can't really like delve into, or I can't enjoy it the way that other people would. And I know that I'm missing out, but I'm like, it's not my type of game. And if I try to force myself into playing it, then I'm not gonna enjoy it, and it's not. And there's a lot of things I'd rather do with my time. You know?
I know. I mean, my friend has a very crude but very apt metaphor. It's like everything is almost like a fart. If you force it, it will just be shit. I said it's a crude metaphor, but it fits.
But you know what? He's not wrong.
Exactly.
And that's the best part of it. Because it's like I don't know why people are like, "Oh, I think you should just play this anyways." And I'm like, "No, I can't."
I can't.
Like like it's like if I tried to like play what do you call it? Like it's like if I tried to play a lot of like certain types of like FPS games.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's like there's certain ones where I just can't get a handle on it.
Yeah, even if I
Like-
told you that you don't need aim for this one, it's just not your thing, and that's fine.
Oh yeah, like I'll be like, I don't know how to do it, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I respect those that, enjoy it, I'm not gonna like shit on their game, because obviously that's not their thing.
Yeah.
And obviously that's someone, that enjoys the Dark Souls games. I'm not gonna like shit on people,
Oh yeah, obviously. Unlike a lot of gaming journalists out there.
Oh, so it's the Dark Souls or something. No, just because a game is hard doesn't mean that it is hard. Maybe it just means that you have to stick with it, be patient, and learn the mechanics of a game. That's how I see it.
Every game should be made for everyone. It's
Yeah, no,
that
like, so,
plain
I'll
simple. Could you imagine if everything was made for everyone, including movies?
God.
Dude, so many movies would not exist if that were a thing. Like, if you try to make movies for everyone, so many movies would immediately not exist. Like, I mean, some of the Harry Potter movies are just a big, like, so many red flags of what you don't want kids to see.
Oh yeah, no. Like in the writing.
Souls
Oh
is
my god.
Comfort game, absolutely. That is an absolute boon. I mean, whenever I have a comfort stream,
Artemis is quoting. Yeah, Artemis is quoting me.
Oh my god, then that is a mood. We share a mood then, because like whenever I have like Sunday comfort stream category Elden Ring. Yeah, my comfort game is Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then like some people will be like, "Oh, like how do you enjoy it?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of like a rhythm game to me." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, like
It's like a dance. It's like a dance. It's like a dance.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Right.
Thank God you get it.
I totally get it. Alright, so back to the question for streaming as hobby or full-time. For me, personally, it's more than a hobby, but it's not something that's full-time yet, but it's a passion project of mine, I would say. It's something that I always wanted to make it like integral for what I do every day, because like I just have so much fun streaming. Like streaming for for my foxtrots, raiding friends, and meeting people as an introvert. Like, I am bewildered by how many friends I've made just by VTubing or streaming in general. I'm like, wow, I made so many friends that I'm quite close to, even though I haven't met them IRL. But holy shit, this feels weird as an introvert, but I like it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Alright, so last question for the first part of the talk. So, do any of your friends and or family know that you are VTubing?
My family knows because when I said that I started off as like a family-friendly VTuber, it was because my siblings wanted to see me like do like streaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was kind of like when they were younger, I would play video games, and then like they would just like watch me play, and they were like, "Oh well, you could probably do it online. You know, a lot of people do it. You'd probably be successful."
Mm.
So my sister knows, and it like this ties into like a story. My sister, she knows my Twitter, okay?
Okay.
And you've seen my Twitter. Like, there's a lot of like
Yes.
not safe for work. So like
Yes.
she'll like screenshot some of it, and then she puts like the raised eyebrow emoji, and she was like, What do you mean by this? What do you mean by
Or
that?" And
like,
I'm like,
I'm just
I'm like,
scrolling through my
don't know.
Twitter feed. I just see like fan art and stuff, and then suddenly thighs. I'm like, um, this wasn't what I was expecting. And then I see who the hell, Midori. Oh, Nani?
You? Like, yeah, no. My little sister was like scrolling, and I was like, hey, you see my bio? It says minors DNI. Don't look. Do not scroll any further, or else.
Yeah. But I'm
Oh,
just like,
jeez.
yeah, like again, like whenever I know some VTuber friends and content creators who are like definitely openly NSFW. That's fine. But like
Mm-hmm.
almost every week when I scroll through Twitter feed, wait, this person was plus 18 NSFW? I did not know that.
Oh my
Now
god,
I do.
me constantly reminding everyone, like, hey, go check out
I
this
come to
manga,
this
and they're like,
guys.
whoa.
I mean, I'm so glad I was just in my room enjoying a nice garlic parmesan chicken that Mama Nari prepared. I was scrolling and then on my big ass phone, thighs. I'm like, huh? Whose thighs are they? Oh. I read the wow. I read the caption. I'm like, huh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I can see the thighs, and I think it's why people like Figley stan Midori. Can't blame, would do the same.
And like, just like,
Oh,
oh, thighs. What do you
wait,
mean,
let me refresh
thighs?
your
Thighs?
thighs. Yep. Hang on, let me refresh your ninja
Yeah.
real quick. Your image is blurry, but it's
All right.
fine.
Yeah.
It'll fix itself in about now-ish. Alright, yeah, okay. It's still blurry, but it will unblur in a bit. Okay. Alright, as for me, a handful of my friends know that I am VTubing. And, I mean, my brother Nari knows, and Mama Nari definitely knows, because it is only with Mama Nari's blessing that I was able to actually VTube. And when I mean blessing, like, I told her, like, Mama Nari, I'm not gonna ask anything for Christmas or for my birthday. I want a VTube. It's like, what's VTubing? I just showed her
Oh.
my favorite VTuber. This is VTubing. I want to do it. And I was like, okay,
Oh.
why are you telling me you don't want? I need money. How much? I tell her the budget for my live 2D model and my rig, and she just like looked at the wall to her right, then looked at me. Okay, I'm like, what?
Yeah, you
I'm
what?
like,
What?
what?
It's not easy.
Like, what?
Like,
And then I immediately messaged my mama and papa, like, okay, let's do it.
oh
I got
my
the money for the
god.
payments. Let's do this project. Let's do it.
I got the okay. Let's
I
do
got
this.
the
Come
okay.
on.
I got the okay. So yeah,
Oh my.
like, I mean, my parents would kill me faster as cash time. Well, to be fair, like, my whole image that I try to portray is always this uh wholesome good vibe fox, and IRL, that's really what I am. Like, I'm a very good vibe wholesome person. I'm a very nice person IRL. So I think that's also another
Yeah,
reason
like the
why,
cozy vibes.
yeah, that's also another reason why Mama Nari like allowed it, so to speak. And
Makes
well, yeah,
sense.
like you say that now, Midori, but if in the off chance that we meet IRL, you might think otherwise.
Oh
If you
no,
see
hey.
me.
It's fine. I like, honestly, I don't even think I try to like make conclusions of people like based on their appearance, because I've had like people that are like the most friendly looking ones ever in the world were horrible. Like
Horrible,
I'm like,
yeah.
whoa. Like whoa. Who let you commit these war crimes on
Yeah.
people's mentalities? Like,
And it also helped my case because I may as well disclose how much I spent for this. Like, I think I spent around, no, 1K flat. $1,000 flat for this model. 500 for the model, 150 for the designing of the model clothes and everything, and then 350 for the
Mhm.
rigging, which the rigging was a really, really good job in my opinion. And I'll always say this, that my papa is a genius because my papa rigged my ear movement to my eye blinking. So a natural movement as
Oh,
blinking, and my ears will immediately like move. So I don't even have to try to move it, which was really ingenious, you know? Like, what is a body movement that is both voluntary and involuntary that can easily be done so that I can just rig the ear movement to go with that? And then he just probably went with, eye blinking. I'm like, right. Everyone blinks
that's
their
actually
eyes.
smart.
Yeah, everyone blinks their eyes both when they know it and when they don't know it. So yeah,
Oh
genius move
yeah.
there. And yeah, it also helps that
Wow.
like every year, like practically every year since the PS5 came out, Brother Nari has always been like Mama Nari, we should get Yoko a PS5. He's done so much, and I'm like, I don't need one. I don't want one.
Hmm.
And at the back of my head, I'm like, I don't need one or want one because I want to spend it on my Live 2D model.
Oh yeah, no, fair.
That
I am
five hundred
amazed
dollar
though.
that $500 I could spend on a PS5. I could spend it on this model instead for like a new outfit, like a new model,
Hmm.
etc. I'd rather spend it on that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like for me, like mine was only 125, and that included rigging.
Whoa, pretty good deal. I gotta say,
Yeah.
your model is really
Oh,
nice.
oh yeah, like my model mama, I was like, hey, so I drew this character. I was wondering if we could turn her into a VTuber, because I seen your work and it's really good. And then lo and behold, Midori's born, you know?
For a hundred,
It's
how much?
125, including rigging. And I
Dude,
got
that
like
is a
an
steal.
update.
That is a
Yeah, and I
steal.
got an update with an
125.
expression.
Yeah, that's a steal. Like, I thought that
Yeah.
model would cost maybe like what, 300?
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
maybe more,
wild.
because the standards for models like this would go about 500 or 600 a pop.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like it's wild. And then alt outfits, like I have alt outfits coming and they're only like 100 like 50 or so. But that's also because like some of them are more complex than this outfit, which is why like the cost is like higher, you know?
Yeah, I totally get it. Okay, that's it for part 1. We're going to move to the intermission, a quick like 5-10 minute break. During this time, chat, you are free to ask us any question regarding the topic or any question under the sun, to be honest. And for those who are part of the Discord, you can leave your questions there. For those who aren't part of the Discord, please join me and the other Foxtrots. I am very active there. If you want to hang out with me and the other Foxtrots, please don't hesitate. So one of the questions that I do have is from Chaos. He does ask, how do you balance your IRL self with VTuber self? Also, sup Midori Kek W. Alright, we
Oh,
will get into
jeez.
that in a bit. But if I were to give a very basic and simple answer of how you juggle IRL self and VTuber self, I mean, it's not that far off from, like, again, in the most simple of circumstances, in the most basic situations involved, it's not that different when you balance, especially if, I think most of you are probably still in college or high school or postgraduate. Um, it's kind of like balancing academic life and non-academic life. You have to balance both. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can't just be spending nearly 16 hours of your whole day doing nothing but ACADS. If all you do is ACADS and sleep, I find that very unhealthy. Even for those who are like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for becoming an honor student. Respectable. I get that. But there has to be a compromise for your own, like, uh,
Like mentality. Oh my
mentality and
gosh.
physical health. Not everyone can do that. I know of people
Mm-hmm.
who can, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone
Oh
can
yeah.
aim for an honor student and not lose their minds or quit within the first month of them trying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing, like, and when I say honor student, I'm not talking about not cutting classes, being to class on time, passing your assignments and your papers on time. No, I'm talking about, like, no, you're gonna do like mad research. Like, you're gonna ask your professor, "What's our next topic for our next class?" Because I wanna study it in advance. Like,
Oh my
holy
god.
shit, that is some
Yeah.
honor student energy right there. Like,
Yeah, no, I used to be that way, and then like I
it's
think
just
I
really
experienced like
exhausting.
burnout.
It is very exhausting.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just pain. Like I just remember being like so like
So
tired
obsessed
all the
with getting
time.
an A that if you get anything less than an A, you almost feel like you're an absolute failure. And I'm just like, if you look at the bigger picture of things, less people get A's than people who don't get A's at all.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
you got
Oh
rated.
crap! I got raided by Commander Ice. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no.
for the shrine talk, I turn off my alerts because I don't want them like interrupting the talk or the flow. So yeah, my apologies. But thank you so much for the raid, Commander Ice. You were streaming Strive. Oh boy. Soup. Yes, that is soup.
Ooh,
I
it
love soup.
did.
I love soup. All right.
Yeah, no, I like balancing you know, VTubing and then like IRL. It's always a weird experience
It is very weird.
because for me I have like a volunteer job, and then I also have like what do you call it? I have like a tour guide job where I give like tours around my campus. I
Oh.
do and then I have like my regular job, but it's like a part-time one, and then I'm a full-time student, and then there's VTubing, and then on top of that I go to the gym as well. So VTubing sort of just fits in at like night once I have like all that time after all that, you know, like at least an hour or two of downtime.
And
But
then
oh
don't
my
forget also
gosh.
that you are a full-time Filipino.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm the struggle of
The
having to
struggle of
fight my ISP.
the struggle of being a Filipino in of itself. It is an intrinsic battle in of itself, being a Filipino.
Waking up
Every morning
life
I wake
is
up, I am a
life isn't
Filipino.
easy. Life isn't easy. I
Life
wake up
ain't
and I'm
easy.
Filipino.
Yeah. So wait, you go to the gym, Pog? Well, what kind of
Yeah, I
workout? What
actually
what kind of workouts do you do?
I do weightlifting. Like today I got to like I was able to leg press like 300 pounds.
Ooh, Pog. I haven't done
So
leg press yet, so I don't know how heavy I can leg press.
so that was like I think that's like 136 kg if I had to translate it over. But yeah, it's a little like extensive. Like I feel like I should probably do like a stream or something where all I do is like talk about exercise stuff. But then I do have like folks that are gonna be like, "Oh, muscle girl, tell me
Mhm.
all about it,
I
tomboy," you know. So I'm like, you know,
Well, for
it's like it's
me,
funny.
I was able to break my PR for inclined and non-inclined bench presses. I think my inclined bench press is like 195, and my normal bench press is 175.
Oh, nice.
As
That's really
for
good.
my deadlift, like my coach was a sneaky little douchebag. Like, all right, Yoko, this will break your PR. It's like, how heavy is this? 275. I'm like, okay, that is quite heavy for a deadlift, but okay. And then when I did the first rep, it was 3 reps. Like, first rep, like, holy shit, this is 275. Damn. After I did it, it's like, actually, that was 290. You dick! You, you
Oh, I
told
would
me it
have
was
been pissed. I would have been like,
275. It was
I,
295. It's like, yeah,
I would
dude,
have been like, huh?
congrats on the new PR. I'm like,
Oh my god, I would have been pissed. I would have been like, huh? What'd you say?
yeah, it's
Oh lord.
295. I deadlifted 295. I thought I was deadlifting 275.
I already
What?
know in your head. I already know in your head. You're like, putang ina shit.
Tangina
Ano ba
ka.
yan?
Like,
Tangina ka.
I like how, man, I had this image of you in my head. Like, I wonder what Filipino Midori sounds like. And then, well, it's not that different from a streamer you've known who's not, like, embracing their Filipino self that
Mhm.
often. That's totally fine. But when the Filipino breaks out, the Filipino breaks out. The difference is night and day. Like, I
Oh
could like
yeah.
say, oh my god, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, like, okay, that's Inari Yoko. But then Filipino Yoko comes out, like, putang inang gagong to. What is this? Who is this? Who
Ay,
is this?
gago ka. Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's funny. It's so fucking funny.
I
Cause
can
like, you know,
imagine Midori like fighting, like, I don't know, like fighting Sheikah's not Happy Chaos, like maybe fighting Sheikah's Kai Kisk or Chip. You're
oh.
like, oh my god, this is a major pain. But then when he brings out the bang, you're like, putang ina mo gago.
Oh my god, yeah, no. I remember once I was like venting to someone like long time ago talking about like a relationship, right? And
Hmm.
I went from like you know how mad you have to be like bilingual and then you switch to another language because you're so mad that you can't even stay to one.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
I
remember
get
being like,
that.
I remember being like, "Oh my god, he has me fucked up right now." And then the Filipino kicks in and I'm like, "Ay, bahala ka sa buhay mo, gago, tangina mo." Oh my god,
Yeah, there's a big
I was
difference
pissed.
when there's a big difference if you say, and this is why I like the Filipino language. If you want to be very sassy, pissed, or you want to swear, it's a good
Mhm.
language to swear in because there's a difference to say there's a difference when you say I don't care and bahala ka. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care is make like maybe callous at worst. Like, okay, they
Mhm.
don't really care. But when someone says bahala ka, like, whoa, dude, what the fuck did I do? Like, it's almost
No.
borderline. I don't care if you walk into a ditch and die. Like, bahala ka sa
Yeah.
buhay mo. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, that is
Yeah. No.
cold.
Someone hits you with that,
When someone
and
hits you
then
with the
it's like,
bahala ka, you
damn.
know that you're fucked.
No. It like it makes me feel weird. I'm like, boy, you sound like my mom. Like I feel like I'm gonna feel like the chinelas like
The
whiz by
chin,
my head.
the
Like,
chinelas are they whip out the cinturon like they are a Belmont from the Philippines.
oh my god, I swear, you like you can tell someone to shut up, or but
Or
then
say
when you hear like a
whatever. Like,
Philip,
even the
yeah,
you
you
can
hear
try giving the coldest whatever. Like, someone tells you like, yeah, I'm gonna buy an NFT, whatever. But if someone
yeah.
hits you with the, yeah, I'll buy an NFT, bahala ka. Like, whoa.
Yeah, no, like
Whoa.
literally, like, and there's a difference between like, oh, dude, shut up,
Yeah,
but then,
right?
like a Filipino hits you like, tumahimik ka, inubos mo ang pasyensya ko. Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Bahala
no,
ka.
that shit's scary.
That shit
That's
is
just
legit
scary as fuck.
scary. Like, you know that someone legitimately doesn't give a crap. Because like if someone tells me like, yeah, I'm gonna go eat at this joint, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm like, okay, go ahead. But if I say bala ka, like, yeah,
Oh,
dude,
I'm like,
like
oh,
your fucking problem. Like, whoa, it's really cold.
yeah, no. It's kind of like when you're getting mad when like you're getting mad and you're like, oh, dude, I swear to God, I'm at my limit. But then like, the Filipino kicks in. You're like, ay, malapit na ang kong sumabog. Oh my God, like, someone's mad. Someone's
Shit.
pissed. You know.
Like even the combination of fuck shit doesn't roll off the tongue, but for some reason in Tagalog it does. Like if you say
Oh
fuck
my
shit in
God.
English, it doesn't make any sense. Like what the fuck did you say? Did you say fuck or
Like it's
shit?
like,
Like just say
it's
one
like,
of the two.
huh?
Don't say fuck shit. But if you say fuck shit, kind of like whoa.
Yeah, no, like when suddenly when it's in Tagalog, it's like scary.
It
Like,
is. It is.
or like every time people like try to intimidate me, and they're like, "All right, I'm gonna count 1, 2." I don't care. I'm like, okay, count, do whatever. I don't care. And then but then I hear isa, dalawa, tatlo. Oh my God, what is it? What do you need? Like,
Or like the threat, like fine, do that one more time. Try that shit one more time. Like you can already feel the threat, but it's a big difference if someone says, "Sige, isa pa. Subukan mo, isa pa."
oh
Like,
my
whoa, all right, all
God.
right, all right. I'll stop. I'll drop it. Okay.
No, literally, I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
fucked up. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry,
Like,
my bad, G, my B. All right.
yeah, no.
Okay, we will start now with part two of the talk. All right. So for the first question of part two, so I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has encountered problems as a VTuber, but have you encountered any problems as a VTuber, and have they carried over or affected you in any way, IRL?
I would say yes, and that's like more than I'd like to admit. I'm a very emotional person. Like, as much as I'll like try to put walls up and then act like, oh, I don't care, it's fine, don't sweat it. I do, and it usually like shows because I sort of like let things simmer in my head, and then I won't bring it up until it really bugs me. Like, if I do bring up an issue that I have, then just know, like, I have been like letting this like fester inside of me, but I did not bring it up because I did not want to bug you. Like, that's pretty much me. And I've experienced like a lot of those interpersonal conflicts as a VTuber, where like you sort of get like your feelings like sort of like invalidated, or you're not really like heard or listened to.
Mm.
And so like, I can be patient, but then you sort of have your limits. You have to sort of know, like, I can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, you
I
have to
can't let
draw a
myself be treated
line
like
that
that.
people can't and shouldn't cross.
Oh yeah. And it's definitely something I've like experienced as a VTuber. As tough as it is, I've had to like sort of like grin up, bear it, and then like figure out what do I do from this point on.
I see. Okay. Point of food for thought right there. Nice. Okay. For me, well, I've encountered the problems I've encountered as a VTuber are more of the common problems a content creator or a streamer would encounter on their stream. So you have the trolls, you have the bots, but like there are a few moments that really stick out. Like when I started off streaming, and I think this was only within like a month of when I started
Mm-hmm.
streaming. Um let's see. So I know that my model looks very androgynous, and that is really the whole point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
although I am a male VTuber, like, I have very androgynous features. Like, I did tell my mama that, yeah, I want my character to have androgynous features. She's like, okay, got you. And there are so many times where I told my mama, I think you did your job a little bit too well. Because, like, I
Um.
have a number of VTuber friends now. They thought I was a girl. Like, oh, what a cute
Oh.
model! And then they go to my stream and they rate me, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, okay. But of
Oh
course,
my god.
one of the original, I think Chaos was there. Definitely Chaos was there because there was one person in chat literally does not even greet. Does not even greet like, hi chat, how are you guys doing? Or hi Strummer, how are you doing? Or
Hmm.
anything. I remember Chaos, you were there. I still remember the words you said. But like this person, I'm gonna assume is a guy, just barged in chat. Can you be my and just types. Can you be my virtual girlfriend? If you say no, I will cry. And I was still reading a, another person's chat. So I didn't read that chat yet. I was about to read it, and then I caught up and it said, "Never mind, I thought you were a girl." I'm like, "Wow."
Yikes. That's so awkward.
Yikes! That is
Yeah,
so
no.
awkward. Like,
Yeah,
I kind
no,
of
I
shrugged it
hate
off pretty well.
that.
Like, wow, okay. I kind of expected a message like that, but wow, like that up front, like confidence 100, but good job.
Yeah, no, it's so weird. Like, I keep seeing, like, those, hey, you want to be my VTuber girlfriend? And I'm like, hey, you want to
Eh.
put your foot up your ass? Like,
Hey,
huh?
you want to be my girlfriend? I'm like, hey, you want to be on my ban list?
No,
Or like, hey, you want to check your manners first? But yeah,
literally.
like more
Or you're
importantly,
like, you sure
I
you're not gonna be
wasn't,
the girlfriend? Like,
yeah, I wasn't even offended by the fact that never mind, I thought you were a girl. That wasn't even what I found offensive. I was like, you barge in chat like a speedrunner that's looking for an any percent category hookup with a VTuber girlfriend or virtual
oh
girlfriend,
my
and you're like,
god.
you didn't even go through the proper, like, you didn't build a rapport, you didn't try to, like, you know, get with the vibe or anything, and you're just like, hey, you want to be, can you be, like, you want to be? No, he didn't even ask, do you want to be? It's like, no, can you be my virtual
Jesus
girlfriend? If you
Christ.
say no, I will cry. I'm like, yeah, like, I should care if you cry or not. Lamau XD. You know, in Nari, my shisha also thought you were girl.
Yeah, no, like, huh? Why do people expect this sort of things?
I know, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's that mentality. It's that mentality that if I ask for this, I will get it. I'm like, unless you're in a restaurant, but even then, sometimes they get your order wrong.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah,
no, like I'll go and then
I'll have a spaghetti bolognese, and then they give you like a pesto pasta. You're
Alfredo.
like, this isn't
Yeah.
what I asked for, or like, oops, my bad. Okay, sure, here you go.
Yeah, no, like
But more so
literally,
IRL. It's like,
I felt that.
she said no for being my date. I'm like, are they obliged or required to say yes, buddy?
Yeah, no, I've had that experience too, like as a VTuber. I've had some people be like, oh, well, I thought that, we had something. And I was like, what, a friendship?
You
Like,
didn't even build it. There's no bridge to burn if you didn't build the bridge in the first place.
yeah, and then
I
they'll like
thought
have like
what
a
we
total
had was
tangent.
special. We didn't even have anything in the first place, Chief.
I mean, we had something? Hello?
Did we? Did we
Yeah.
really? But yeah,
Yeah,
as
no,
you
it's
know,
awful.
have they carried over, affected me in any way, IRL? Well, I think the one issue I did encounter was on Twitter, still as a VTuber. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was a very enlightening experience for me, but it also comforted me in seeing that there are people in the VTubing community that's actually uh, very considerate. And you see,
Mm.
apparently, I have to spell it out. JAP apparently is a slur. I did not know that. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
supposed to
like
say
because
either.
because of Americans.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
supposed to say either Japanese or JP. And I kind of get it because in World War II, that is what they called the Japanese. They called them JAP. Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
how they called Germans um,
Like krauts
sauerkraut,
or something,
but
right?
the last part of that word, yeah, they called them the K word of the sauerkraut. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. So I get why it's a racial slur, but I just didn't know that the JAP part was a slur. So you see, um, I tweeted that I was going to stream after my Japanese language class, and I typed it as JAP class. And
Mm.
there were still likes and whatever from the Foxtrots, but there were comments that said, in case you didn't know, JP is a racial slur. I'm like, oh my god, it is. Like, I commented and I DM'd them back, like, oh my god, I honestly didn't know. And they were nice enough to reply. It's like, it's okay. Like, I could tell from your tweet that you genuinely didn't know, and you didn't even use it in a racial slur way anyway. I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad I know now, but yeah, thank you. I sincerely apologize for using it. And they were like, no, it's okay.
Mm.
Like, you didn't use it in a derogatory term, but we just thought we'd point out. But I'm like, thank you for pointing it out. I expected so
Oh
many.
yeah.
I expected a violent. It's like, oh my god, you effing racist.
Yeah, no, like especially like in today's day and age, like there's a lot of words that got like perverted and twisted because
Yeah.
like people turned it into slurs.
Yeah.
And for me, who's like not really like in the loop with certain things, I've had people like accuse me of things. I'm like, whoa, hey, is it okay if you educate me on this? Because I generally did not know, and I'd really appreciate if I had the chance to learn
I
before I'm accused of
mean,
something. You know?
this is a very hot take, but I'm like, calling something for what it is not always derogatory. Like, I mean, calling someone. I'm going out on a limb here, very risky, but I'm gonna take the plunge. Calling someone, of course, marring any context, whatever, but like, calling someone who is fat is not immediately fat shaming. It
Mm-hmm.
just isn't. Treating them differently for being fat, then that's a whole different story then.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to call it what it is and treat someone different for what and who they are. That's a completely different thing. And
Mm-hmm.
like, again, it's also, I guess, how people deliver criticism, because there is this, people enjoy criticism, dishing out criticism, because they believe that it is an avenue or an excuse to be an ass, and that is wrong. Being an
Mm-hmm.
ass is not a prerequisite for criticism. I can still say that this game is a piece of shit and be very genuine and polite about it. I can say that you are bad at a certain game, but I'll do it in a very nice way possible. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah.
like, there is proper criticism and just mean criticism. Like, I mean, the difference between the two lines, like, you are so bad at this game, you should just quit. Like,
Oh yeah. Like that's just being
wow,
an
that's like,
asshole. Like
you're just being
that.
a prick. But you could word it differently. If you could say, without even sugarcoating it or losing the essence of the message. Like, you could
Mm-hmm.
instead say, like, uh it's like, let's give FPS for an example, because FPS is also not a very easy genre of games to get into. Like, you could say that um shooting is difficult. If you want tips, I can help you out, blah blah blah. Or like, you could say that, oh, you're making the common mistake of doing this, doing that. So at least they know it's a common mistake, and you can, correct them. See, there's a difference between
Yeah.
correcting a mistake and shitting on someone for making said mistake. I mean,
Yeah.
I do this
No. Like.
practically every time with Chaos, Sheikah, a lot of my Foxtrots who aren't really that used to FPS whenever we play Valorant, which is not
Mm-hmm.
the easiest FPS to get into. Whenever I see them make common mistakes, I just say, guys, don't forget, don't move when you shoot. Or like I say, guys, you're committing the
Um.
most common mistake again.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm
No. No.
I'm
No.
not I'm
For
not
sure.
like, dude, what the fuck? Go play something like Why?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
they
like
could
when
play something else, but they want to play the game with you. Like,
yeah, and
you
that's the
have
way
that one
I
friend
see
that,
it.
like, like, in there in a co-op game with you, they didn't even get the game because they like the game. They just want to play the game because they want to play with you. So
Mhm.
instead of, like, making them feel bad, which I'm pretty sure, always assume that whenever you encounter someone in a game and they're not performing pretty well, stopping it for yeah, that. Always assume that they already feel bad, especially when they are playing with you. Because they're like, man, I don't want to be dead weight to my friend who's really good at this game. So always assume that they already feel bad and try to lift them up.
Yeah,
Try to
no.
help them out.
Well,
Because they are friends, so.
yeah, because everyone starts from somewhere with games.
Yes.
Like for me, I get really discouraged when it comes to certain games. I'm not someone that's patient with games at times, and that it's funny because I'm the person that plays Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but like there's some games where I just don't have the patience for. And if I go in like already in a bad mood, and then someone's like, "Oh, you're absolute shit," or like you're useless, oh, I get mad. I'll get pissed. I'll uninstall the game. I'll throw a fit. Like I'll be a child and I'll admit it. But that's only because I know that if I were on the opposite end of it, I'd be like, "Hey, so I saw that you're doing this. I used to do that a lot, but when I tried this instead, I noticed an improvement." And that's the way that I typically word it.
Yep. And I mean, also, I guess, as VTubers and streamers, we have to deal with the occasional backseaters. I mean, if
Oh
you
my
want to
god.
help the streamer in their game, especially when they explicitly do not say no backseating. Because if they say no backseating, then no fucking backseating. If they
Oh
need
my
your
god,
help, they will
yes.
ask for it. Like, if it... Like, I'll just use you as a hypothetical, Midori. Like, let's say
Mhm.
Midori is having difficulty with this boss in Elden Ring and has died like 300 times.
Mhm.
Even as someone who's like new game +6, I see that, and then there's the thing on the caption, no backseating please. I'm like, okay. I'll just watch and just like oof. I'll
I
just say
know.
oof or nice try, whatever. But at the
Mhm.
point, not once will I say, like, oh, you're doing this wrong. Oh, you should do this instead. Because it clearly fucking says in the caption, no backseating.
Yeah, no. And
When
like for
Midori
me,
thinks that,
it's like
okay, I've had enough of dying, I need help. Can anyone give me advice? Then I'll give advice. The
yeah, and isn't
problem
that what happened on
is...
mine? I think
Hmm.
because I think I was struggling, and I think you're in chat. And I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to be yeah, I'm trying to be like Nariyoko over here, fucking no hit millennia." And I think you were really polite about it. And I think at one point, like I was dying to the boss, but like it was like my own error. And like I think I was like, all right, so I'm kind of like finding a bit of some difficulty. I'm gonna have to think about this a bit more and like focus up.
Yeah. But like, I mean, honestly speaking, the Malenia fight doesn't feel like you're fighting Malenia. You're just fighting one move, and that's the waterfall dance.
Oh
That
shit,
fucking
really?
move. Yeah. I'm not saying the fight is not difficult or it's an easy fight, no. But fighting Malenia feels more like you're fighting that one skill that she has. Like, don't get me wrong, I
Mm-hmm.
love her boss fight. I love the way that you have to sort of like do a choreographed dance with her. It's so fun. But that one
Hmm.
sticking point is that one fucking move, waterfowl dance. It's so annoying to deal with. And
Oh
yeah, it's
yeah.
a really annoying move. And that's honestly the hardest part of the fight, that one fucking move. But like if you compare it
Hmm.
to say Radon, Radon intrinsically has very yep, there you go again, Yoko using his favorite word, intrinsically. Like Radon intrinsically is difficult because his properties give him that difficulty. He is big, you cannot make him flinch. You can poise break him, but you need to attack him consistently, which is not easy because he has insane range. And for a
Mm-hmm.
big guy like him, he is very, very fast. Not
Oh
to
yeah,
mention, he is
definitely.
on a freaking horse. So he can easily get out of your range, even though he's really big.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with his little tiny horse.
Yeah, poor Robert.
Yeah, oh my god.
Okay, so next question. Even the most fun things can be taxing. Oof. But is VTubing taxing for you, or is it something that you really enjoy that feels, natural?
Uh, I would say it would have to be a mix. It's
Mm.
something that I really enjoy that feels natural at times. Like, I can start stream and I don't really feel stressed or anything.
Mm.
But then if I feel like I have to question, like, should I stream? And my mods have heard me say it. Like, I'll be like, oh, I don't know, should I stream tonight? If I'm questioning it, I just cancel it. Like
Yeah.
if it feels like it's gonna be taxing, I have to take that step to be like, all right, it's way beyond my ability as of right now. I need to sort of roll it back.
It's that line of thinking that we have in philosophy. If you doubt something, then there already is room for doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like, if you think, like, is what I'm doing wrong? The moment you think that, there's probably something wrong.
Oh yeah, no.
Because you're not
Because every time I've questioned that, I was doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're not questioning the possibility. You're already entertaining the possibility that, yeah, I think there is something wrong. Even though you are like, am I doing something wrong? No. Translation, yeah, I think there is something wrong. You're just like, it's
Yeah.
semantics at work as well.
Yeah,
But
it's like there's something wrong, but am I gonna recognize it
yeah,
because I don't feel pleased with myself, or
I mean,
am I worried of the backlash?
my whole journey of no hit Millennia, my whole 6 R's, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? I tried
my
so
God.
many tactics. I'm like, what if I do this instead? Nope, that's wrong. For 6
Mhm.
hours,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I did. Until the stars align for the clear run, I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even feel like this is the run. There were so many times I'm like, this is the run. Even chat was like, this is the run. And Millennia's like, nope. I am.
You're like, no,
I
it's
am
not.
Millennia.
It's not.
Blade of
Blade of
I
Nicola.
get it,
Never known
Millennia.
defeat.
I get it. You are Millennia. Blade of Nicola. 6 R's of I am Millennia. Blade of. I get it. I've heard it for 6 R's. I fucking get it.
Yeah, no, I remember because someone I lived with was doing the Millennia fight, and I kept hearing, I am Millennia, Blade of Mikla. And I could hear when someone squeezes a controller, where you hear the plastic kind of I was like, hey, you need to calm down.
Oh yeah, I know.
I was like, oh.
Oof. I remember the first time that Brother Nari broke his controller for a PS4 was because of Bloodborne. It was the only time he ever broke a controller. Like, he never got into the Soul series, but he really wanted to get into Bloodborne, and I told him, I gave Brother Inari a warning. I'm like, 2 things I will say. Number 1, Souls games are infamous for being challenging / difficult. Number 2, Souls games are not for everyone. Say it's okay. I'm like, okay. Next day, he comes over because he lives in a different city from me, but he comes over and then he says, Yoko, we gotta go to the mall. I'm like, broken controller? How do you know? I figured.
Yeah, no.
I figured.
I had to buy a new controller recently, because I think I broke it when I was because I go a little hard on my controllers when I'm playing fighting games, because I do this sort of thing where I lean my arm, or I lean to the side, and I put more pressure on my left hand, because those are the ones that do the quarter circle, half circle, all that.
I see.
Because it's the way that I get really exact with those movements.
Okay.
But at a certain point, I realized, oh my god, I can't use this anymore. My up is
Smash.
not working. I was like, fuck. So I had to buy a
Ouch.
new one. And
I
like I
see.
kind of felt like when I walked into that GameStop, I kind of looked like that sad Spider-Man walking meme. Yeah,
Oh,
that's me having to buy a new controller and paying like $80 for one.
I see. Man, like I feel sad hearing that story because like you know when the Switch released, the whole fiasco of drifting joysticks was a thing, right?
Mm.
And like only recently there's a place near my apartment. They fix drifting joysticks and other common controller issues usually for only 500 pesos. And that's roughly like what, $10? I'm
Like
like,
around that.
whoa! Like instead of spending a whole $80 for a new PS5 controller or $90 for a new Switch Joy-Con, like you can just spend $10 to fix it. Wow! Because the PS5, the base version of the PS5 controllers, they did
Mhm.
have an issue of drifting joysticks, which was very weird. I thought it
Yeah.
was only unique to the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, but apparently the base version of the PS5 controllers did have this issue as well. And I was the unlucky few. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like, wow, where can I have this drifting thing fixed? And lo and behold, like I saw it pop up on Facebook, and a lot of my friends liked the post and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And they did give me like daily updates, and they tested like, oh yeah, the x-axis is drifting by 35%, and the y-axis is has a deviance of about 17%. I'm like, wow, you even have the tools
Damn.
to know that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty thorough. I would
It is
not
very
have like
thorough, and then
expected
again, the
that.
fact that it only cost me 500 pesos, which is $10, I'm like, huh,
Whew.
you guys practically saved me $70-$80. Thank you so much. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yep.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Next question. I think this will be fun to talk about. So, describe your streaming process. So, when I mean streaming process, like the planning, preparation, streaming proper, post stream, etc. Now, for those who are wondering why I'm asking this will come importantly for wow, that my English was so bad. This will be
It's okay.
this will be very important for one of the following questions, which is why I'm asking it right now.
Hmm. I guess for planning, I usually plan my streams I guess in two phases.
Hmm.
So that comes like when I'm doing my schedule. So on like Saturday and Sunday, that's when I start to plan like, okay, so I might be really busy on this day, so I might want to do like a more laid back stream. Or it looks like I'm not going to be doing a lot on this day, so that means I have room to do, like a more intensive stream, And that's usually how like my head like my like thinking goes for that. And then on the day of the stream I'm like, all right, so mental check-in. How do I feel about this? And then I usually have like a rotation of games, so I try to stick to like 3 or 4 that I feel comfortable with. That like range from like something where I'll have to think to like something to where I can sort of turn off my brain with. And I guess during stream, I try to think which games can I play while still engaging with chat. Because I feel bad if I'm just playing, but I don't talk to them. Because I find streaming is a fun way to like hang out and interact with people.
Ah, yeah.
And
That's
if I'm
also
just
one of the
ignoring them, I
like.
feel bad.
Yeah, that's also one of the common, um, quote unquote, common mistakes that streamers do is that they don't interact with chat. Like, it's not like it's a requirement, no. But it's practically a common practice nowadays that streamers interact with chat. It's difficult, it's not easy. But it is
Oh
definitely
yeah.
something that you have to learn, you should learn to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because for me, my issue when I first started streaming was like not knowing how to speak to chat. But then someone sort of gave me the idea, like, hey, maybe you can come up with a list of things that you feel comfortable talking about. Like this can be stuff like what you did today, or something embarrassing that you did that you don't mind sharing. And I feel like that's like sort of important for like getting that more personal experience because
Also to
that's
show
what I really
chat that
like.
you're willing to open up, I guess.
Yeah, like it's like humility. You're more genuine and authentic to yourself, and you don't mind like showing all these different sides of you that you wouldn't get on like TV, for example, because everything's like sanitized in a sense.
And scripted, practically.
Oh yeah, even reality TV shows, especially actually.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, for me, my streaming process. Okay, whenever I plan streams, I usually plan it. Almost like you, I plan it on the evening of Saturday and Sunday. I plan what I'm going to stream for the rest of the week, and that includes if I will have an episode of Shrine Talk for the week. Because
Mhm.
I've made it a thing where I always have at least one episode of Shrine Talk per month. And I think that has changed to 2 episodes of Shrine Talk per month. Because, like, I now know more people. I've mustered the courage to reach out more so I can get more guests to invite over. And of course, there's no shortage of topics that I can use every day. I mean, I hate using the word drama, but Jesus, how many, not even VTuber drama, but how many types of drama are we exposed to on Twitter on a daily basis?
Oh my
There
god,
is a lot. There is a lot.
oh yeah, no, like this, it's just never ending. There's so much to talk about when it comes to all these conflicts that everyone goes
Yeah.
through,
And again,
or like witnesses.
just for the record, I hate using the word drama because it it missed the point and erroneously describes the issue. Like
Yeah, like
some problems are serious problems that no, you don't call that drama. That is like an issue, a controversy, etc. Like it's something serious. Don't call it drama.
yeah, like a
But it's just
serious
that
wrongdoing.
everyone calls it drama. So for brevity's sake, I'm just gonna call it drama. But I just want to be very clear that a lot of the stuff we see on Twitter, it's not drama. It's very serious business. It's very controversial. It is very like high profile. So yeah, it's not something that you just tread on lightly and call it drama. Or
No,
the
definitely.
thing that Filipinos love to do but we hate
Cheese-
hearing,
Chisme.
chismis, putang ina nyo!
Oh.
Chismis
Oh my God,
pahor!
Yep. Oh my god.
Like, oh my
That's
god.
so
It's
true.
so
Like,
fucking annoying. Like,
and it's
I
very
mean-
rampant.
I mean, hypothetical. Like, can you imagine if Midori was part of a corpo VTuber group and then she left? I swear to God, all the chismes.
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Be, narinig mo ba? Si Midori nagganito. I'm like, no! No!
Yes!
You are just a
Oh my
consumer of
God.
the. You're just reading the article. You don't know the whole picture.
Yeah,
Don't
no, and
act
that's
like
exactly
you
how it
do.
is. It's like the situation that happened with Russia and
Oh my gosh.
and her company, and I think that's an issue. Oh, wait, no, that's gonna get ahead of of the questions. I apologize.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah. People like immediately like, I know what
Yeah, you-
happened. No, you don't.
Yeah, you're
No,
like,
you don't.
we sit.
And I think one of the best examples for this was the whole Dream scandal. And
Oh, yep.
Carl
mhm.
Jobs was not wrong when he said, I know more than anyone on this planet regarding this issue. Like,
Mhm.
when he said that, I'm like, oh shit, what does he know? And he really
Oh, yeah.
broke down, like, people didn't even ask who is this astrophysicist. I'm like, oh my god, he's not wrong. Like, people keep memeing and saying, oh my god, this astrophysicist is like a fucking idiot. And no one even bothered to ask, who is this astrophysicist and is he or she real? I'm like, oh my god, that's a
Yeah.
very good point. Why did no one
Yeah,
ask?
no.
Because no one cared. They just chismissed about the fact that Dream allegedly cheated on a
Yeah,
speed
no, like
run.
people glossed over, completely glossed over,
Yeah, they
like
completely
very important details.
wow, like ugh. Even the most minute details, if you do not address them, it's only then that you understand. Oh my God, the ramifications now of this new piece of information that we know. Okay, it really helps sort of ground perception into a very unbiased stance, so to speak. Because it can be very black and white, saying that Dream unknowingly modded his game, but you can still be very unbiased against it. There's still not a
Hmm.
neutral stance, but a fair stance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But of course, people just wanted to like even if I personally, even if I'm not a fan of Dream, like I still think it's very wrong to like how do I say it? Like yeah, like I get it. He has a reputation for lying, but even Carl Jobs said that yes, he does lie, but we cannot deny that he is willing to disclose information even if some of them have lies. And I'm like, that is still something you have to take into consideration because it's fair. And it also points to many things that we don't really know. Like, why would you be open to sharing your files if you were cheating?
Oh yeah,
If
true.
you were modding, like, like, wouldn't you just apologize and confess? But if Dream genuinely didn't know if he had mods or not, he just sent it right away. And again, if my memory serves me right, the reason Dream gave that he didn't give his mod folders is because he regularly deletes it. And to be honest, that doesn't seem suspicious. Like
Oh
you can
yeah,
say,
because it
but
doesn't seem
wow,
suspicious.
oh like wow, he deletes mod folders regularly now that there is an issue. I'm like, no, that's not causation. That's just correlation. That's two different things.
Yeah, no, and that's something that they'll teach you in every like statistics class.
Yeah, and like just because you don't have his mod folder that you cannot have conclusive evidence. No, because of the power of technology and math, because that is the problem in Dream Speedrun. It's the math. It's just way off. You can prove it without the mods folder. But yeah, I'm just saying that's one of the problems. Like it's just about chismes, holy shit. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Now, as for preparation, well, I always go through a step-by-step thing. I always renew my Discord invite, and it only lasts for 12 hours because I have to be very, very careful for the Discord bots. Because in many other Discord groups, not VTuber Discord groups, but like community groups, like for example, for Final Fantasy 14, for Metal Gear Solid 5, a lot of gaming Discord communities, I've seen announcements recently about if you receive a link from this person, ignore it. It's a bot. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I haven't experienced any of that yet. And the reason is because my Discord link is only done during my streams. It's automated, or if someone does the command, yeah, right there. It only lasts for 12 hours. So even those that watch the VOD, by the time they try to get in, it's most likely already like expired. And I also went through the extra step of putting like a phone verification, of course.
Oh yeah, no, that's really important.
Yep.
And like, especially with like to make sure that your server stays safe.
It's really, really important for me. Because like I get it, I'm missing out on a lot of people getting in, But that's the whole point, because the more people get in, the more chances that there is a bot among them. I don't want that. Like,
Amogus.
among. I know, of course.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I kind of expect that. But yeah, like, I am dealing with a smaller problem instead of a bigger problem. The smaller problem being that people who want to get into my Discord have to go through a couple of hoops to go through it. And even then, they have to be present on my streams to even get it. But that's
Yeah.
not an issue too much because I stream practically every day for long periods of time. So yeah, we do get new foxtrots in the Discord quite regularly. So I think I've hello. I think I've done. I think my decision was decent. Like, yeah, I'm missing out, but I'm missing out on something I really want to miss out, which is the bots. Now, as for
Oh yeah,
this,
and sometimes you have to like sacrifice something
yeah,
for,
yeah.
you know, everything else.
Now, for streaming proper, the reason I always have like a 10-minute pre-roll, and the reason why it's 10 minutes, you Foxtrots know this, it's because of my shitty Philippine ISP. Even though I am paying $70 a month for quote-unquote the best internet that you can get in this country, there are still problems that I encounter. And here's the funny part. There is still... I'm gonna make fun of it because I want to make fun of it. Internet in the Philippines is a gacha game in of itself. Because
Oh my god.
it is! I wish I was kidding, but it is. Like,
Philippines Impact.
Philippines Impact or ISP, yeah, I guess. But like, because, for example, Globe was my internet service, in another city, but oh my god, the service was horrible. It was terribad. But where my brother lives right now in another city, Globe is actually one of the best service providers there for some reason. And I'm just like, wait, huh? How? I don't know. I don't care for the reason. I think it's bullshit, but there's nothing I can do because these corporations aren't gonna do shit about it.
Yeah, no,
Unfortunately, in my area, this is the best that I have. And the funny thing is, another friend of mine, Dippin' Blue, we use the same ISP, but he is in another city. And he does not encounter any problems streaming with the ISP. I do. Like, the reason why I have 10 minutes is because for a couple of times, my stream will disconnect and then reconnect. And it's kind of like RNG. How many times will it happen? At best, once. At worst, 9 times. So, within that 10-minute window, I'm hoping that it will disconnect as many times as it needs to disconnect before I actually start. That's why I have
kind
a
of
10
like,
minute...
come on, warm it up.
Yeah, warm it up. That's why I have a 10-minute pre-roll. My pre-roll used to be only 5 minutes, but again, because of the whole ISP thing, I had to change it to 10 minutes. So now I have a 10-minute pre-roll. Now for the stream, of course, whenever I still have scheduled, like, I'm gonna play this game mainly for today. I just didn't do it this week because of what's been happening in the Philippines, so it's practically
Oh yeah,
been...
no, fair.
Yeah, it's practically been just a vibe check every stream. Like, I'm just gonna stream whatever I'm in the vibe feeling for. I'll probably get into my regular schedule maybe the week after this coming week, because I really want to just, just like, do what I want to feel like I want to do. Then I'll get back to like my scheduled stuff. But whenever I do scheduled stuff, I still take into consideration, like, there's still that human element that is very inconsistent. Like, you could say, okay, I think I can play this game for 5 hours, and then 2 hours in, I want to play something else. Or the
Yeah, no,
opposite,
it
like,
happens.
I think I'll only play Strive for like 2 hours, and then 1 hour in, you're like, I think I can grind for like 6 more.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So yeah, you take that into account. So I'm like, okay, if ever I want to shift games, what can I shift into? So I already have like a bunch of games ready that I can just change into, and my vibe or my energy doesn't really get sacrificed for that. And I think that's really important. I think having a contingency plan is very important as a streamer, because more often than not, things don't go your way every time. Like, or things don't go to plan every time. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, because there are so many times where I have this planned stream, and then when I stream something else, like something magical happens, like a clippable moment, or I get raided by someone who is streaming that same game, and then I interact with them on stream about said game. So yeah, like you have unexpected stuff like that, and you might say that never would have happened if you weren't bored, and that is not completely wrong. If I wasn't, if I didn't want to move out of this game that I've been streaming for 2 hours, even though I scheduled to stream it for the whole stream, I'm glad that I had a contingency plan ready. Like, okay, I'm definitely not going to play Monster Hunter for more than 3 hours. I end up streaming for 5 hours, and then on the 5th hour, I get raided by another MH Rives fan, and then we start talking, and then lo and behold, I play with them the next time I stream, which is pretty fucking cool. So yeah, always have
moments like that are lovely.
Yeah, so like I think it's always good to have a plan than to not have a backup. Oh, sorry, it's good to have a contingency plan or a backup plan than to not have one, because you will be glad that you had one rather than I'm glad I didn't have to use it.
Oh yeah, honestly.
Like you'd rather like, okay, I didn't have to use the backup, but I'm glad I had it, compared to fuck, I wish I had a backup. Right?
And it's good to have like a backup for your backup. That's how I am.
Yeah, because could you imagine just fiddling your thumbs? Man, what do I want to play right now? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've fell into the trap so many times. I have. I'm just glad that my foxtrots were very patient, and I told myself, keep yourself busy, do something, like just make noises or whatever. Just don't be completely silent while you think. And then for post-stream, I always try to raid back those that have raided me. And if I can't, especially if I stream into the dead R's, I just decide, yeah, I think I should give my foxtrots a break. Especially those that have come from other raids or on a raid train, raid hopping. Yeah, I think I'll give them a break. Even if they have the energy to go, I'm like, nah, I think it's good to give them a break once in a while so they can go on a raid train again the next time. And of course, I always tweet thanking my foxtrots for tuning in for my stream, because honestly, they are definitely what keep me going. Like, whenever I stream, I'm more excited streaming for the foxtrots than streaming a game. Like, I mean, when I streamed Elden Ring, for sure, the first time, like, oh my god, I get to stream Elden Ring. Oh my god, Elden Ring. I wonder what this game's gonna be like. But that whole phase of me streaming nothing but Elden Ring, I was more excited because I got to share the experience with the foxtrots. And of course, many memorable experience, like no hitting this boss or that boss, and of course Malenia. Which, like, it is the one thing that I will humbly brag about for now. I only say for now, because I have this crazy plan that I will eventually try to no-hit the game from start to finish. Like,
I believe in you.
Like,
I think
it's a very
I think you can do it.
It's a very daunting task. I have to be no less than flawless from start to finish, which is already demanding because it's a Souls game. If you asked me to be flawless, like, I've speedrun Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Remake. If you ask me to be flawless from start to finish, I'm more confident in that. But Elden Ring?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh
just
god.
just thinking about it already, like, oh my god, I'm worried. Like I have the confidence, but I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't gonna be easy. Not saying that speedrunning Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake was easy, but like if I were to compare it, if it was like a matchup in a fighting game, I'm like, okay, not gonna be an easy fight, but I think I got this. But thinking of no hitting Elden Ring from start to finish is like fighting Happy Chaos' Eno. That this is a 9-1 matchup. Oh dear me.
Oh yeah, no, oh my god.
Dear me. So yeah. It's gonna happen one of these days, and I look forward to streaming it for you guys. But anyway, it's not the whole issue of this talk, but it was just part of like the mentality of my post stream. Like I always think about what's gonna happen in the next stream, and I think about what I could have done in the current stream so that I can improve it the next time. There's always room for improvement. If there's anything you want as a VTuber or a streamer, you want room for improvement because that is an area you can grow, and growth is always good. No matter how small or how big, growth is always good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this is already leaning in towards Chaos's question a while ago. So, what, in your opinion, is the thing VTubers should look out for when juggling IRL lifestyle with their circumstances as a VTuber?
I would say honestly, finding that balance for like relationships. I like whether they're romantic, platonic, whatsoever.
Mm.
Being a VTuber, it can be tough, especially like say like if you and your partner are both like VTubers, then it's kind of weird like scheduling things, I guess. Figuring out how to like stay involved in your own respective communities. Dealing with any sort of like backlash that you may receive as a VTuber in a relationship, that sort of thing. But then also remembering not to adhere yourself to like the idol culture, because I've seen that as a very rampant problem. Because we're not we're not like the corporate VTubers. We don't have like the support,
Not just that, like idol. If we take the word idol into its most literal and purest form, idols are literally flawless, and people are nothing but they are anything but flawless. We are not. We are not flawless. Why do you think idolatry is a term? Because it is like something that you can only be inspired by or strive to be, but realistically, you never will be that idol. So, like, I get idol culture. It is lucrative. It is very tempting to get into. But you must understand that no matter who you idol or what you idolize, what they are, who they are still people. They aren't perfect. I mean, the phrase "never meet your heroes" encapsulates it perfectly. It's something you really worry about. I mean, I don't want to say this voice actor's name, but like this voice actor was very idolized because he voiced a particular main character in an anime that, in my opinion, it's the most important anime. Not modern, but like early 2000s anime or late 2000s. It was really like a big fucking deal. Like there's so many merch because of this anime, and no, it's not Naruto or One Piece or Fairy Tail or whatever, but like it was a really big deal. But when people met this voice actor and found out how very big-headed and very toxic he is IRL, it just shattered like a lot of fans. Like, oh my god. Like, I love your character, I love your performance, but holy shit, like, you are a douchebag. And that sucks. So like when you have this image of a VTuber, even no matter how they present themselves, they are still human. You don't know how much of the true self is what you are seeing right now.
Oh
Like
yeah, no,
you can
definitely.
you can be very say so and to the point of naivete that you honestly believe that this person that you see is 100% them. There's nothing
Mhm.
wrong in that. But do note that they are exactly banking on that. They they want you to think that, and they will. I mean, let's not be idiots here. They'll make money out of that. If
Mm.
their idol, if this product. I mean, I hate using the word product because it dehumanizes content creators and VTubers, but like literally that's what corpo VTubers are, and at some point even indie VTubers are. They are a product of an idea or a company, whatever, that they will try to make money wherever they can. It's still a business, it's still a service. It's just
Mhm.
that how much of the line of morals and ethics are they willing to not even bend, and how much of it are people willing to bend near the point of breaking? That is what is the big issue. And that is another reason also why not many people become corpo VTubers, because they don't have control over,
Oh yeah,
because
no.
management is like, no, this is your image and this is what you should be. Like, that's not wrong, but oh my god, like you're presenting yourself. And when someone says no, the yourself is actually this, it is very taxing mentally. Like, you know deep down in your heart, like, no, this isn't me, but I have to present it as me. And worse, I have to make it genuine, or else one, I won't make
Mhm.
money, and two, my fans will see the holes in my personality and will lose interest or find it very weird. And that shit is a major struggle that I'm glad I don't have to, and I don't think I ever will get into. But that's also another reason why I have mad respect for corpo VTubers, because it is not easy.
Oh
You're
yeah, I
lucky. You
couldn't do
might
it.
be lucky if a company is like, no, 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 it's okay, be whatever you want. If your image evolves over time, that's totally fine. If you find a company like that, holy shit, you are very lucky. But again, you'd have to be very
Oh yeah,
lucky.
stick with them. Like yeah, no, like stick with them if that's the
If they
case.
give you so much, if they give you a wide berth of freedom over how you brand yourself, you are insanely lucky. But yeah, not many
Mhm.
people get that opportunity or can even find one. Or worse, the company that has that can only accommodate so much talent that even if they see someone so talented that they want to hire, they just simply don't have the budget for it, and it sucks. But I mean,
Mm.
that's part of the ropes, really. But yeah, like Midori did mention that, definitely one of the things that you really have to look out for as a VTuber is, even if you package yourself as just a casual gamer VTuber, like all you do is just stream video games, even if you're not the girlfriend or boyfriend experience, because you as a content creator and a streamer, you will always try to appease your viewers, and you will try to like make them feel at home, make them feel comfortable with talking to you. You are eventually going to cultivate a relationship that you will think is one thing, but the viewers will think it's
Mhm.
something more. And you cannot honestly blame them for that, and it's not entirely wrong. What
Mhm.
is wrong, however, is denying that that is exactly what it is, because it's almost like saying, like, if someone were to say, dude, it's just a joke, why are you so hurt? You don't get to say that they did not get hurt by your joke. If they got hurt,
Yeah.
then they got hurt. Simple as that. Oh, they're so soft. No, it's not that they're soft. It's not the question of being thick-skinned or not. It's question, did the joke hurt? You don't get to answer that. It's the person that got hurt or not that will have any say in it. So
No, it's the whole thing of intentions versus impact.
So yeah, in a sense, like even if like very off chance, but like if someone were to say like Yoko, I have a crush on you, I'm like, what? What? This wasn't even what I was trying to do. But I cannot deny that. Like if someone tells me that they have a crush on me, even if like wow, you have to be no offense, but you have to be an idiot to have a crush on me or anything. But like sorry, like I think so.
Oh no, sorry, I
I
kind of
think
giggle out of it.
yeah,
My
I
bad.
think so little of myself so many times, even though people have told me not to. But it's just a reflex of mine. But like, if someone tells me that, I'm not even gonna feel so good about it. I'm still gonna feel weirded out. Like, huh? Seriously? You're not kidding or anything?
You,
But
ano sabi
even
mo? Like,
sabi mo. But even then, I cannot say no you don't. I can't tell someone that. I cannot tell someone who says they have a crush on me, no you don't. No, they clearly do if they say like I have a crush on you. But then again, try to understand it from their
I don't know.
perspective. Try to understand it from their perspective. Do they have when they say they have a crush on you? What are they trying to get out of you? A reaction? Something more? There's so many things. And I mean, it might be a bit unfair or demanding, but I think it's still our responsibilities as VTubers and streamers to at least understand and try to acknowledge it at least. Like even if um some people come across as rude when they say that, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, definitely more often than not, you're like, what? You have a crush on me? Huh? Doesn't matter if you're single or you're already in a commitment, but like, it's still your responsibility to like, okay, one of my viewers has a crush on me. Shit. You don't have to immediately do something about it, but you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of it. Because if you suddenly start to lean into that and you subconsciously try to make your viewers like not a girlfriend experience, but like you're very flirty with them, again, it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be aware that this was a conscious decision that you made yourself. Because them telling you that they have a crush on you was just a conscious decision as you reacting to it. It's the least you can do for them. Like, you can't just back out when things go south and then in retrospect, but you did start becoming more girlfriend boyfriend experience recently. And if you can't even realize that you have, then you really need to reflect on your brand and on your audience as well. Because I mean, if you want to
Oh yeah, no,
transition
definitely.
from just a casual streamer to a more like experience heavy interactive streamer, that's totally fine. That's your decision. If you think that that is what your audience is and has become, then more power to you. Like it's practically a game in of itself. If you know that if you're a casual streamer, if you're a casual gamer, but a lot of your audience is hardcore, then you can try your best to appeal to them. Because you'd be a fool if Yoko, check Discord by audio cut for you. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Hey? Wait, meaning you can't say anything? because my Discord's not picking up anything from your mic. Internet problems on my end, ping stuff. Oh, okay, no problem. I'll just keep talking then, and then when it's your turn, I'll just wait. But yeah, like, for sure that, if you discover that your viewer base or viewer base, fan base is this or not, or you have the potential to tap into a certain market, you should at least try and give it a shot. Because you never know how successful you will be unless you try. And generally, I think it's good practice, especially when it's something not as risky as a business venture, a serious one. But like, I think it's better to regret trying something than regret not trying something at all. I think out of the two, I would rather regret trying something than regret not trying something. But of course, you still have to take into account that calculate the risk, because again, like Yoko, I tried this whole entrepreneurship program. I regret trying it. Huh? Why? Oh, I invest like $1 million on it. What the fuck? Like, clearly, yeah. Calculated risk at least. But if it's a calculated risk that you think it's willing to take, and if the losses aren't gonna impact you that hard, then yeah, I think I would rather regret trying something than regret not trying something. I think it's a lot better. Okay. How is internet, Midori? Like, your OBS Ninja is still... I can't hear anything due to my internet cutting in and out. I see. No problem. No problem. I'm so sorry. What do? We just go on with it. It's alright. No biggie. We'll move on to the next question. We practically answered question number 9 anyway. And we'll just cross our fingers that your internet decides to... Oh, hiccup. Fix itself. So, there are things you wish... Like, I'll just answer the questions first so you can formulate your answer after I'm done. Alright. So, question 2. Are there things you wish you did or knew prior to your journey as a VTuber? And, Midori, try leaving the call and then going back into the call. I already gave you a role so you can enter this channel whenever. So, try that. Okay. Things I wish I knew or did not know prior to my journey as a VTuber.
Did this fix it?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Ugh.
Are we on? We're on question 10, right?
Yep, we're on question 10. I'll answer it first.
Oh no.
Wait, what's up? Did your internet conk out again? I'm gonna guess it did. Oh no, and then silence. Sounds just about right. But it's okay. It's a Filipino thing. Okay. So, 1,000. Whoa! My goodness. Oop. Okay. I don't know if this will improve it, but let me try directly calling you. Hang on. Hang on. Alright, let me try to fix this real quick. Alright, let me leave the call. I'll also boot you out of the call. Disconnect. I will try to call you directly. Maybe that will improve things. Internet problems on your end. It's okay. Let's give this a shot.
work now?
Yep, it works.
Okay. Shoot. All right. So, I think some things that I wish I knew, like prior to starting off VTubing, is just knowing that even though it looks so easy from like the outside, when you actually get into it, there's a lot of like work that you have to do.
Oh yeah.
Like making sure that stream runs properly, scheduling it, server management once again, and just just making sure that everything runs properly, and just making sure that thing like if it looks like it's easy, then you've done a good job making sure that everything runs smoothly. That's what I usually attribute it to.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, if there's something I wish I knew prior, it's definitely how demanding on energy it is. I wish I knew that. Because like when I first started streaming, I mean even then if I compared how much time I spent on a stream on a regular basis compared to now, the difference is huge. Like back then I'd be lucky, or I guess my Foxtrots would be lucky if I streamed for more than 4 hours. Nowadays, I stream no less than 6 or 8, and I go upwards of like more than 10 hours so many times. And I guess it's because of so many factors, like because I want to do it, because I've gotten used to it perhaps. But for sure, if one of the things I wish I knew prior is just how energy demanding it can be to stream as a VTuber. Because other than streaming, you also have to worry about your character as well, and that takes energy, you know. Trying to stay in character or keep up with the very funny redeems that chat does once in a while. It's part of the experience, and that takes up energy as well. And of course, like
yeah, no, that makes sense because of like, I think the mental energy when it comes to it.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, that was funny. Hang on. Your OBS Ninja is very blurry, so I'm gonna have to settle for your very. How do I describe this PNG view? It's so wet.
The plushie?
No, it's the one on Fujitech.
I forgot which one I had on there.
If you look on the stream, everyone can see it right now. Is it okay for me to use this?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, because it is on Fujitech, so I'm just assuming, but I wanted to be sure.
Should I close out of the Video Ninja and see if that helps with my internet thing?
Oh yeah, you could try that. Especially now because it's very blurry, you may as well try. Anyway. Okay. Next question, the penultimate question. Second to the last one. Do you think you'd have less worries if you were a corporate VTuber?
I feel like I would have less worries when it comes to the financial type of part of things. Because I feel like I wouldn't have to worry about like saving up for new technology to make sure everything runs smoothly. Making sure that I have everything that I need to make like my model look good and all that.
You also have a manager to manage like your Discord, your Twitter. That really helps.
Like doing it all for me.
Yep. But of course there's a caveat. So what's the caveat?
I think it's just I would have to sacrifice that ability to be myself and delve into like those fun parts of myself that I wouldn't get to in the real world,
Oh yeah. Totally get you. Yeah, there's one thing that indie VTubers enjoy over corporate VTubers that we have much more freedom over how we present ourselves or how we operate, so to speak. Do you think you'd have less worries if you're a corporate VTuber? I think I would have more worries than I would have less. Because as a corporate VTuber, I don't have to worry about just myself, but I have to worry about the company that I represent. And that's a big pressure and a big weight on my shoulder. Like, anything bad that I do is a bad indication of the company. And that is a corporate responsibility that I am not ready to embrace as a streamer. Like, maybe as a standard 9-to-5 job, you have much more control. But as a streamer, there's so many variables that you don't have control over. You don't have complete control of how many people turn up, the quality of viewers that you have, like how many like proper viewers do you have over trolls or, you know, the occasional sexist or racist, etc. Those kinds of viewers. You have no control over that. Not to say that you have control over unpredictable variables in a job, no, but at least in most situations in a standard 9-to-5 job, you're working with other people. As a streamer and as a VTuber, you are working with only yourself. If something happens on your stream, usually you are the one to blame. And if you are an independent VTuber, at least you only have yourself to answer to. But as a corporate, you answer to your manager, you answer to your company, the company's investors, and then you have other VTubers under the company that will be indirectly affected. Like, oh my god, if corporate VTuber A is a douchebag, then I guess corporate VTuber B, C, until F is a douchebag too. Like, it's unfair, but there is like a reason why people would think that. And I cannot imagine the stress that would be on you if you, just because of a slip up that was not even your fault. It sucks. And that's why, honestly, although I do see the appeal of being a corporate VTuber, financial is the least of your worries. But there are so many other things you have to worry about that you don't have to worry about as an independent VTuber. And one of them, for me, that's like the deal breaker, is that I get to choose who I get to associate myself and interact with. Like, this whole Shrine Talk thing probably will not happen with anyone I want to do it with if I was a corporate VTuber. Like, if I wanted to if I wanted to have Midori, Mariva, Soli, Lolita, Angie, Yatra as a guest, like, for whatever reasons, management would be like, no, find someone else, or no, here's a list of people you can invite over. And I'm just like, but they don't share the same interests with me, or I don't think they fit this topic very well. I can picture that in my head if I was a corporate VTuber. But as an indie VTuber, that's not something I have to worry about. There's no permission or managerial say that I have to worry about. It's just myself. Yeah, it's something that I really, really cherish. Okay, so for the final question, what is your final advice or word of caution for VTubers that you wanna tell, I guess?
Don't get in over your head when it comes to spending money. A lot of people think that the more money you spend starting off as a VTuber, it means that you're gonna meet like instant success.
No.
And I would just say that I think it's best to like pace yourself.
Oh yeah.
And not really hold yourself to that pressure when it comes to it, you know? Because I feel like maybe just spend a little bit, like maybe the most necessity that you need, like, for your model. But when it comes to like assets and like all that you can you can wait on that. You can like try to find like the free community ones.
Very good advice. Let's see, for me, my advice for VTubers, prepare for the worst and expect the unexpected, I would say. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but like, you really have to make sure that your bases are covered when things go south and if things go south. And when I say expect the unexpected, try to adapt. Because there are a lot of things that you will encounter when you stream that you did not take into account. Like getting raided by another... Like, again, like when I started streaming, I honestly did not expect raids at all. Because I'm just an indie VTuber. I'm just tiny little fox here. Who the hell will be interested in raiding me? And when I got my first raid, the first thing I did was like, okay, interact with the raiders and the one who led the raid, shoot them a follow, check their stream real quick on what they stream, so you can talk to them and stuff. So yeah, get ready to adapt. And when I say prepare for the worst, like, when shit hits the ceiling, you'll be glad that you know how to deal with it, or if you have something prepared that you can use or do to save yourself from it. So for example, if you like if your game crashes or something, you'll be glad that, oh, I have another game that I can stream instead of this, you know. Like, it really sucks when that happens, but at least you have a backup plan. For word of caution for VTubers, I will sort of echo what Midori said. Do not fall into that trap thinking that spending more... Do not think that spending more will give you more. Wrong. Spending more only means that you will be forced more into what you are doing. Like, you'll be forced to really try so hard. And sometimes that is a good thing, especially if it's something you really asked for. Like, just to compare, and I'm not saying either of us is better than the other. Midori spent, how much? 150?
I spent like 125 to 150.
Okay. 125 to 150 for
and I
her
just got
model
free
and
assets.
rigging. Yeah. She spent 150 for model and rigging. I spent 1k flat. But, like, again, I'm only comparing prices. I'm not comparing how we stream or which one's better, because honestly, like, we are not the same. Like, we don't stream in the same way that we do. I mean, the only similarities I think we have is the games that we stream, but how we do it, how we interact with our viewers is very different, and that should be taken as it is. We are just different. But what you envision as success, that's also another word of caution I would say. Have a clear vision or definition for what you think is success. Because you kind of want to be both optimistic and realistic at the same time. If you think successful is becoming affiliate, great. But if your idea of success is reaching like a certain amount of followers after a couple of months, that's fine too. But if you don't reach that goal, try to keep yourself grounded. Instead of seeing it as a failure, see it as a lesson that you can learn from. Like, if you reach like maybe a portion of your goal, that is totally fine. Nothing ever goes the way you expect it to be 100% of the time. What you have control of is not the result, but how you deal with the result that you are given. So instead of just taking the L and doubting yourself, turn that doubt instead into a lesson and motivate yourself to give it another go. Try again, because after all, you already spent money on your model. Doesn't matter if you spent $1,000, $10,000, or $100 for your model. You spent money for it. you are going to see how far it goes. So you may as well see how far it goes. And my final word of caution, I would say, be very careful of who you associate yourself with. I mean,
oh, definitely.
definitely,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't want to say be sus of everyone. That is a very pessimistic practice, but a modicum, just a modicum of caution, I think, will save your hide so many times. Because, like, I mean, you just see a pretty model, a very bubbly personality in a VTuber, but you don't know what they are when they actually interact with another VTuber. How they interact with the audience can be different with how they interact with other VTubers. Be they bigger VTubers, smaller VTubers, male VTubers, female VTubers, gay VTubers, etc., etc. It's endless. But you have to
Oh
be
yeah.
able to gauge, or if you can't, learn how to. I know it's very almost condescending of me to say learn how to, but it's going to be a skill you are glad you have if you can more or less like say with a shred of confidence like, okay, I think this person's not a bad person, or I think I have to tip my toes when interacting with this content creator. So yeah, it's something you'll be glad you know. It's gonna be a skill you'll be glad you have, because it's not something many VTubers have. But I honestly think more VTubers should try, try try learning, because again,
Oh yeah, like learning to be cognizant of your actions.
not just actions, but like getting hints, or like your instincts almost tell you like there's something off about this person. If you get that, don't ignore it. Of course, there's a difference between acting on suspicion and ignoring suspicion. That's two different things. No. When you're suspicious about something, I mean, okay, fine, I'll meme a bit here. It's kind of like Among Us. If you are there, I'm still memeing. If you are sus about a crewmate, you don't ignore your feeling of sus, but you don't immediately act on it. Because if you act on it, people will use that against you, or you might make a crucial mistake. Like, oh my god, I just voted out another crewmate just because I was just a bit sus. Or like, oh no, me pestering the rest of the crew that this person is sus made the imposters like convince them that, oh, this person is actually an imposter because he's trying to let you guys vote another crewmate out. Again, it's a very memey metaphor, but it more or less captures what I'm trying to say with, like, whenever you have a feeling, be it a very a sus feeling or a good feeling about someone, don't ignore it, but don't immediately act on it. Because it may serve you well, or it could warn you of something. So yeah, like I'll just describe my first experience when I met Midori. I forgot even how I met Midori. I think it was through Sheik or Chaos. But like immediately,
It was most likely.
immediately when I tuned into her stream, I was just like, wow, she is so comfortable to listen to. Very cute model, plays fighting games. Like, holy shit, this is cool.
Oh, thank you.
And then I fucking found out, oh my god, she's also Filipino. I'm like, okay, we are immediately friends.
And they're like, oh, Filipino, we're bonding.
Filipino non-toxic that actually hates the toxicity of general Filipinos. Holy shit, that is a vibe.
We are lumpias of the same batch.
Lumpias of the same rapper. Speaking of which, what's your... Literally, yeah. Speaking of which, let's get this question out of the way. What's your favorite lumpia?
What's the question? Sorry.
Favorite lumpia?
Oh, honestly, I'm in America, so I've only ever gotten to try lumpia in Shanghai.
Oh, okay. That's the staple then. Like,
Oh yeah.
The staple. You can never go wrong with lumpia Shanghai. It's so good. But like, I
Oh yeah.
think people are missing out. But see, Mama Nari has her specialty that is lumpiang gulay with chicken curry sauce. Because like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
chicken curry.
I
It's the
think I've tried
yellow.
a
It's
little
the
bit of that.
yellow curry. And honestly, one of my guilty pleasures is dipping the lumpiang gulay in that sauce because it's so fucking good. Like the gulay
Oh
and the
yeah, I'm jealous.
sauce, the gulay and the sauce actually complement each other really well. Because the sauce still has the
Mhm.
taste of the chicken and the spices of the curry, and then you combine that with the lumpiang gulay, and then you have, yeah, the lumpiang gulay, which already in of itself tastes very delicious. Like, it just tastes sublime almost.
Mhm.
It's really, really good. But yeah, okay. And that is it for episode 17 of Shrine Talk. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, this is really fun. I like
Yes,
being
I'm
able to like chat with you, dude.
or just chat in general for a duration of a stream.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah. Of course, I want to give a special thanks, of course, to my guest today, Midori. Thank you so much. Foxtrots, if you are not following
Thank you for
Midori,
having me.
please support her. A fellow Foxtrot, a fellow Filipino, a fellow VTuber. Do support Midori on her stream. The link is in the chat. And of course, those who are from Midori's stream, if you want to hang out with me and the other Foxtrots on Discord, I am very active. Discord link is right there. And if you want to stay up to date whenever I go live or make announcements and stuff, follow me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. I see all your likes, all your comments, and I react to them appropriately, so to speak. Anyhow, before I end the stream, of course, I do this thing where I always give my guests the red carpet. If there's any shoutouts or announcements about your channel or yourself that you want to make, I'm giving you the opportunity to tell everyone on the stream. So yeah, go ahead, Midori. The floor is all yours.
I think the only thing I really have to say is that I'm just really glad to be here, and I'm excited to be playing more Strive and XR. If anyone's interested, like, feel free to hit me up. Like, I'm kind of on like that fighting game brain rot, so I'm really excited about it.
Ooh, glad to hear. As a fighting game enthusiast, it's always glad to hear more people getting into not just playing fighting games, but like getting themselves deeper into the hole that is fighting games.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like just getting like I guess wrapped up all in it. Oh, it's lovely.
Wrapped up like your current PNG model.
Pretty much,
Pretty
yeah.
much. Alright. Foxtrots, the schedule for this coming week is not ready yet. Expect it tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow for my next stream. Otsuyoko deshita. Watashi no haishin ni kite kurete hontou ni koue desu. Arigatou gozaimashita. And a special thanks, of course, once again, to Midori. It is a genuine honor and pleasure to have you over as a guest for this episode of Shrine Talk. And I hope to collab with you with other games in the near future as well.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I'm down to play anything with you.
Hell yes. Okay, we will see you all next time in our respective streams. Thank you for your support, Foxtrots and Midori's viewers. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And of course, before that, hang on, I need to check if one of my friends, Blue, is live. He should be live because he's streaming his Twitch anniversary. Yep, he is live. We're gonna raid Blue, Dippin' Blue. And yes, Midori, before you ask, Filipino din siya.
Oh, let's go. Let's
He's a
go.
fellow Filipino.
I'm excited for this.
He's a fellow Filipino, non-toxic, plays fighting games as well. Alright. Here's the raid message, Foxtrots. I will see you all on Blue Stream. I'll see you all on our next respective streams, whether you are a Foxtrot or a Midori stan. We'll see you in our respective streams. Bye bye. Have a good evening, a good night, and a good day. Bye bye. Okay, let me raid. Oh wait, that's a chat over there. See?
That happens to me.
Okay. All good. Okay. Let's see. Raid now.